Tommy. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut. Hope you can hear me okay. And I'm here with Mike Kelly. We're Real Estate Jerky Daily.
.com.
There's no .com. Remember back in the .com day, everything was .com.
Yeah, .org.com.
And then finally they woke up and then realized, oh, that's just like another thing.
Yeah. We don't need to do that.
Oh, this is Real Estate Jerky telephone.
209. Well, that would actually work.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's like
telephone.
Yeah. Yellow Pages.
Yeah. Just about everybody's .com except for the .netters and the .orgers.
Where the big thing right now is the .ai because we're so advanced.
Oh,
AI
are we
now? Yeah, that's the big push.
Yeah. I saw a thing. Elon Musk.
I'm sorry.
Posted.
Was he on drugs at the time?
No. Well, I don't know.
Did you hear about all that? Like he does illicit drugs.
Yeah.
So was he on drugs when he was at the board and when he bought all his other things?
Mind and you can think of.
I don't really care. There's nothing he can do that I need to worry about.
Yeah, so. It had to affect me.
I'm more worried about the people who are not on drugs in our government.
His new AI company as an AI. So it was him, looked like him, but it's AI. Advertising his new AI company.
Well, I've seen a few avatars because there's now a service where you can go in, you sign a thing saying it's you, and they create your AI avatar, and it looks just like you, but it looks like an avatar. And the reason I say just like you because one of these things I do through Podmatch, I had to sign up for all this stuff, and the guy talking is Alex, and I can't say his last name, not because I just don't want to, it's just I can't pronounce it right now.
Tressant.
Yeah, and I've seen him. I've had him on my podcast. Yep. I know exactly what he looks like. That it looked just like him, but I could tell it was AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Smoother skin.
Yeah.
No wrinkles.
Like we're AI right now.
Yeah, I'd like so good. Oh, yeah.
The negative AI.
Yeah.
Opposite.
This is
all right. So what do we have news today?
NFIB.
Yeah, which is the National Federation of Independent Business. So I was correct.
It is a federation.
Yes. It
was.
It's the beginning of Star Trek Federation.
Oh,
yeah. Of independent. So the Star Trek was the Federation of Planets, right?
Right.
Yeah. This is in the business.
But the Romulans weren't in that.
No, because
they were pissed.
Yeah. Well, of course they're mean.
Everybody has to have a villain.
Yes, correct. I think it was all because of the ears.
So what did they say?
They so small business optimism index for December rises to 91.9 from 90.6. Woo! We're all out of it.
Well, we're more better because it's January. Yeah. We're all optimistic.
Concerns arise as employers plans to hire drop by 2 points to the lowest level since June. So basically people aren't hiring. Plans to increase inventory also fell. Yeah, why do you increase inventory in January when you already sold everything?
Yeah. Do we have a report on is that what tomorrow?
What?
On consumers?
I mean, CPI?
Yeah, CPI. Is that
tomorrow?
We'll
get to that. It's on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Okay.
Today is Tuesday. There wasn't much today.
What happened today?
And then there was some Fed speak. You're going, what? What's Fed speak? That's when they talk.
Bullshit, both sides of their face.
Yeah. Well, the Fed governor, Michelle Bowman, wants a hawkish member, and I'll explain that in a second, alters their stance on inflation in a monetary speech policy. And for most people, they don't know, but here you go. So it's on the screen.
Oh,
so the difference between a dove is more focused on the risk of labor market, and a hawk is more focused on the threat of inflation. Okay. So she's not worried about the inflation threat anymore. She's more looking at the market.
So she's thinking
the opposite than she was.
We got a fluttering dove.
Okay. When they don't cry.
Not an attacking hawk. Yeah, doves don't cry.
Multiple. So, previous, she was advocating multiple rate hikes and all that stuff. Now she sees that they're lowering of inflation, expects to hit a 2% target over time, acknowledges potential for future rate cuts. So what's happening is they're changing their talk out in public. And that's what we're talking about. Atlanta Fed, I'll talk today. President Bostic acknowledged a more significant than expected decrease in inflation. So he's really saying, well, I'm seeing a huge difference.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at with their Fed, they're all changing their stance a little bit over time.
Do you think that has anything to do with our new Speaker of the House saying, no, you can't spend more money on Ukraine right now until we figure out the border? And so they're not spending, the government's not spending a lot of money?
Yeah, that helps out a lot.
Yeah.
So so what we're looking at for Thursday, this is the CPI numbers.
Today's Tuesday. Okay.
Correct. But I'm just saying this is the focus for the week. There's not much tomorrow's mortgage applications and 10-year auction. So that's not more non-news.
Okay.
Before I forget, if you are working for a company, please don't click on any of those bad emails because we don't need any more companies taken down by cyber attacks.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a guy who worked for my company, clicked on everything. It's not here anymore. You can figure that one out.
Yeah.
Despite, all right. So what we're looking at,
he did a remix too.
Did he? Suggested a 2/10 to 3/10 increase in headline inflation. So they're looking at the headline number to be higher, but overall the core to be lower.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at.
That seems nice.
It would be if it works out that way, but I don't think it will. But,
yeah. Are you just being pessimistic?
Well, I'm just seeing that right now. I mean, our bond market has been going the wrong way.
Again?
Right now we're up. We're at 4.011 on the 10-year, and our mortgage-backed securities are down 6 basis points right now, which doesn't sound like a much, but it was down like 10 the other day. Each day a little bit. And so that doesn't help. But overall, we're on the right way, going the right way. I'm just afraid that our number is going to come in so great because I was hearing stuff today that everybody keeps saying how, people aren't hiring, like we just said, and people aren't buying, but all the numbers are up for all the people purchasing, all the different things.
What are they purchasing?
Stuff for people.
Oh, yeah. People got people.
People are, people say they're out buying, but I was at the Roadhouse. And not the movie.
Were they returning the food?
No, they were like, we're slammed. We've been slammed forever. I guess there's another one in Turlock, but it's run horribly, so everybody goes up to the one here.
Oh, well, that's why you got two cities.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you this, but yesterday,
yeah, you did,
about the 30% off for veterans.
Yeah, that's cool. All the time.
Yeah, supposedly.
Not just December.
Yeah, well, it was just when I was there, and they said, "Oh, that's what we do." So I would ask about it when you go in there if you're a veteran.
Yeah. Show them your card.
What card?
Oh, that one you get when you're a veteran.
You don't get a card when you're
That's
a veteran.
Blue, isn't it?
No.
Red?
Nope.
You don't get one?
Nope.
Oh, how do they know?
Well, if you have your DD-214, what I did is
you go in there with your DD-214.
No, I have mine on my driver's license.
Oh, okay.
And the lady who knew me knew I was one.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if proof of it, used to have proof. Well, now with California putting on there that you're a veteran, that way they can track all of us in case there's an overthrow.
You mean when there's an overthrow?
I didn't say that.
You didn't. I did.
Anyway,
it came out of my mouth.
You got numbers or anything for us today?
No, not today. Tomorrow's numbers.
Yeah, were you looking at something today?
I was looking at numbers, but I'm prepared for tomorrow. So,
wow, ahead of time.
What the hell?
So, how's it? I've had more people reach out to try to get qualified. I've had other agents like, I referred this person to you. Well, give me your number so I can call. Oh, they just came in. I didn't get. It's like people. You want to get these people in contract.
Well, and you want to be able to follow up with them. You can't.
Well, they have.
Them.
I know, but they refer them and then say, I gave your information. Stop giving my information. Tell them you're going to give my information and you're going to give their information to me, and I will be calling them.
Yes.
Because I call.
That works a lot better.
And then if you need books, here's some books. Hand them. Here's this card, which is my book.
Buyers will use the last person they talk to.
Is that what they do?
9 times out of 10, not the first person they were referred to. Does that make sense?
Yes. The first person they talk to. Last person they talk to.
Last person they talk to. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, which reminds me, I need to send my son contact information for my realtor out in Colorado and the lender. He's not going to be ready till June, but I love the fact that, here he is going to be 35 this year and finally going to be buying his first home.
That's the average age now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Your son is well above average.
Yeah. Well, so am I.
What was he? 27?
21.
Yeah.
6
He's
years
not even 27 yet.
No.
He owns his first.
He's like 27. How old do you think I am?
I was driving yesterday past a subdivision I painted in the 1970s, and I'm still kicking myself in the ass. They were brand new, $15,000. Why did I not buy 4 or 5 of those back then?
Because you couldn't afford it.
Oh, I could have.
No. Because the big thing is people aren't taught in our family how to buy homes.
You
should buy homes. And that's why I'm putting a whole course together and some educational stuff like in coaching and stuff for people to buy homes, because a lot of people need help. They don't know where to go. And just like the one we talked about on was going to say on Monday, which was yesterday. About the issue where, they went with a lender out of LA and they're still not closed 2 months later, and how important it is not to do that.
Yeah. Not saying that every lender in LA is horrible, but
no, I'm just saying
there are people out there that are just,
they're internet. They don't care. They're not local community. They don't care if their name is bad here.
No. And nobody, well,
who? What's your name?
Who was that? I was also thinking, which made me think, you're a product of your upbringing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to live differently than my mom and dad did, but my mom and dad chose to live from a position of scarcity and like poverty
because of the Depression.
No, they weren't really depressed. They were always, I know what you mean,
but I don't know how old they were.
They were.
I'm just saying you're fucking old is what I'm saying.
I'm fucking old, but they aren't old enough to have lived. I mean, they were born in the end of the Depression, basically. Right.
But you learn from your parents.
You do learn from your parents.
And everybody at that age is like, in the Depression's like scarcity. We don't spend on anything.
Yeah, and I look at buddies who have grown up from a position in a family of a position of abundance, whether they had an abundant amount of money or not. They have a complete and total different mindset on how to navigate this world, and they do far better.
Mm-hmm.
Just far better. They have a better mindset. They don't have to convince themselves that they're worthy of being wealthy.
Right. And we all come from a different side. I was dirt road poor, so there's only place but up.
Exactly. And you didn't start eating until you joined the military, right?
No, I didn't. I was 155 pounds, my height coming out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was 135, my height coming out of high school.
And then I got into the Navy, and 3 months later I was 198 pounds.
Yeah.
And that was not fat.
No, that was muscle. Well, it's kind of hard to gain fat in the military, in boot camp,
not in the Navy,
stuff like that. Well,
or the Air Force.
Yeah, or the Air Force.
Did you hear about your NAR president, Casper?
No.
Resigns following a blackmail threat.
Oh, well,
someone tried to blackmail her about something in the past, non-financial, and she went to the NAR and said, "Hey, someone's trying to blackmail me. I'm resigning."
Yeah.
That was smart. Instead of paying it. It didn't come out.
I wouldn't pay it, but I would just say, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was younger and made dumber decisions back then. So what? I had an affair with 17 other guys.
You did? You had an affair with
them? I did. God, my ass hurt forever.
All right, move on. That's too much.
No, so thinking about where you're coming from, you got to realize you have clients out there, buyers out there that are thinking from a position of scarcity, and we forget that. And you got to help them along that it's okay. You're not there now. You can really do this. Get pre-approved, purchase a home. Yeah. So
only 15% of the people you talk to right now are ready to go. That leaves 85% that whoever sticks with them gets them.
Yeah.
So put them on a tickler and
before the end of the year, you talked about that guy, that realtor, that all he did was call people back.
Yeah.
All the time.
Was that Josh Osman?
Wound up selling
$40 million property.
He was going to sell them one house and things didn't happen, but he kept following up with them. They get a divorce, so he sells them 2 homes, both in the millions.
Yeah, multi-million.
Yeah.
It's just about staying with it. And right now, I don't know if people know this, but there's one number is 47 and the other is 50 million millennials coming to the market in the next few years.
How many?
47 to 50 million. I've seen 2 numbers.
That's a lot.
Fannie Mae put this out. They did a whole thing about it when they were doing this research.
Okay.
That's how many people are coming. That's a lot of people coming.
That is a lot of people.
The problem with most of the millennials that are coming, 60% of them have no financial literacy about how
whatsoever
to understand the home ownership, and that's a failing of our schooling system. I don't want to get into the whole thing how we had that stuff back when we were in high school.
What was it called? Home ec?
Yeah, I think it was. I did words. I did wood shop. Sorry, it took me a second to do
Nothing wrong with 2 fingers and a thumb.
And metal shop and all the other stuff. But I did learn certain things, right? I mean, balancing a checkbook's not that important these days, as long as you know how to, where your money is. But for most people, they have to balance their checkbook.
Well,
what?
I just know that I have more checks in there.
Yeah, that's it. No, I can do the numbers in my head. I can
Right.
see that. That's different for me, but other people have to do that. That's fine. But you really need to educate our buyers these days and people coming to the market why it's so important. Yes, we have no inventory right now, and we're not going to have a lot of inventory for a few years, but that
Right.
doesn't mean this isn't going to be huge for a very long time.
Right.
And we talked about the your generation that's coming of age.
The baby boomers going
Yeah.
to be 65 by the year 2030.
Yeah, everybody will be over 65. So
All
right
the
now,
baby boomers.
10,000 a day are becoming 65 right now with that
Wow.
generation.
That's
So
a
we
lot of
talked about
birthdays.
them, and then you got 50 million
The
millennials fighting for the same property.
Right.
That's an issue. That's why we need more builders to get out there, build. We need the government to get in, finally get a program together to help builders build, not give money to help people buy homes.
And we've been saying that for months. And
Years,
I totally
seems
agree.
like.
Yeah, it does seem like years, but it was only months.
But let's get back to helping your clients you talked to right now. If you're going to refer them to a lender, please give that person their phone number and tell that buyer that lender is going to call them.
Yes.
Because don't rely on them to call somebody or whatever, because a lot of them will go, oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm scared.
But if I call, so it's just so much easier the other way. Just tell them they're going to call you.
Yep.
And they will call them, and then it'll make it a much easier transaction.
Yep. Yeah. And
if you're working with me, just hand them my book, tell them I will call them and get me their information.
Right.
And if you don't have my book and you want it, just reach out to me, give me a holler.
You can go to getedsbook.com.
Yeah, I know, but agents who want to hand them out to their clients, I do differently. I cover the costs on those. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you write a book?
Nope.
Oh. Have you been in a movie yet?
Been in a documentary. Does that count?
That does count. It's kind of moving.
Well, they had a lot of cameras on me.
Oh, we have.
I was like 60 pounds heavier because they had 6 cameras on me.
What do we have here? We have it in Idaho. You're so right. I have a serious question, guys. I own a home in Modesto and I want to transfer it over to my son. What's the best way?
Transferring over to your, let's put that on the screen. Is that okay, Christy? Well, the question really is, are you just going to give it to him, or do you want him to purchase it, outright? There's 2 ways to do this.
And again, sorry for your loss, Christy. I know how tough that is. And, this is your parents' home, I'm believing. And if it's in a trust, it'll be a lot easier as long as the rest of the heirs in the trust are agreeable. You could just,
right.
You could just do
He said, thank you, Mike.
I know.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, here's my answer this, Christy. It's
your
your home.
Okay.
All right. So my question, are you wanting him to buy it from you and have some money? Do you want some money for it, or do you not want anything for it? And the reason I'm saying that is if you want money for it, what you do is you help him, you buy it through an equity purchase, which is, okay, it's worth 500,000. We want 400. You can have 100 as your equity for down payment and paying for closing costs. And a lot of people go, huh? And that's how you do it. And you just have them do an equity purchase. Very simple, very easy. Reach out to me. I can handle it, or whoever your favorite person was, they can handle it. But a lot of people don't understand the equity purchase. It's great. Do you have to pay taxes on that, Mike?
Well, that's a perfect question. Well, no, but that's a perfect question for your tax consultant.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is
I never want to give tax advice.
Right. What I'm getting at is there is a form for you to fill out for the IRS that has to, so it's not a taxable event, which means where you have to pay taxes on it.
Right.
It's a taxable event against your estate.
Right.
Okay. So there's a 901 or 90, I forget the actual form for the IRS. Talk to your tax person, but they're going to tell you probably don't really have to fill it out, but you can. It's going to go against the 10 million or whatever dollars per each individual, like your mom or dad can give you over the life of their estate.
Right.
That's what it goes up against, not an actual where you have to pay income tax on it. When I talk about taxable event, I'm talking about income tax event.
Yeah.
But talk to your tax person.
And then the other thing is, Christy, is if it's free and clear, that's super simple.
Yeah. You just change title.
Yeah.
Or actually add him on title, leave him on there for about 6 months, and then take yourself off.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Take you off and put him on, because then they're going to go, this is a tax. The county assessors will go, this is not right.
Right. Right. Well, and they're going to reassess the property when you add them to title. There's really no way of stopping that.
Depends on where it is.
It's in Modesto.
I'm just saying it depends. Sometimes yes, and sometimes no.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'll put you on the calendar in June.
Reach out anytime prior to that.
Yeah, it's because the real question is how to actually put it together and do it right.
Right.
That's the big thing is people don't realize that you can, but you don't have to have a down payment to purchase family property if they don't want all that money through it. You know, and if you have to say that I just did one of these in a trust and it was 3 people. The one guy bought the other 2 out. Through a refinance.
And did they do it through an equity?
Yeah, well, so the other way you can do this is just through a refinance. You don't have to do an equity purchase. You can just do a refinance with equity. You follow me?
Yep.
That's what that equity part is. So it just depends on how everything's set up through the trust, all that kind of stuff. So there's a few things that we have to ask and go through to make sure that it can happen.
And you have to have an appraisal to corroborate the equity.
Yeah, it's because if you're getting a loan, no, unless it is, well, you want again, how many people on the transaction?
Right.
If there isn't anybody on the transaction and you're just doing a refinance, you might get, a waiver.
Right.
We don't have to have an appraisal.
True.
It's just we won't know. There's just a few extra things we need to know to fully answer this question perfectly.
There's a lot of moving parts,
but not a ton, but just a few.
Enough.
But people don't realize you can do this.
Yeah.
There's that kind of stuff. So,
well, you don't think about it. I mean, it's not something you do all the time.
No. And what I would do is if you don't want anything for the property, you just want to give it to your kid, and you're in the business, just call one of the escrow officers and say, if I do this, will they, adjust my taxes and that kind of stuff? How can I get around that transfer? You follow me?
I do follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people add people on just for a refinance because they don't qualify. So if every time they did that and it raised the taxes, then
that would suck.
Yes. But just verify. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question. We really appreciate it.
That was great.
Yeah. And anybody else, if you have any questions, just reach out to us. And
this is our first question of the year. I'm so excited. Thank you, Christy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That just depends on what's best.
Right. What's best for you. Period.
Yeah. I think that was a good morning.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And thanks for being here, Mike.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Ed.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
All right. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Mike will have some numbers for Stanislaus County.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they'll be much higher this year.
Maybe not the first week.
Well, price point.
Yes. Price point.
All right. Make it a great day.
Make it a great day, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.